If you never heard about the term land banking, let me educate you about this concept as best as I can, and in the process, I'm going to include a real example so that everyone can do their own research in order to compare and understand how land banking works in Argentina. My name is Sebastian Lamares, and I'm an Argentine lawyer licensed in the city of Buenos Aires and in 5 other jurisdictions across Argentina. These jurisdictions are Buenos Aires Province, San Juan, Santa Fe, Córdoba, and Mendoza. The law of lands in Argentina limits the purchase of land to no more than 1,000 hectares or 2,741 acres per foreigner in a same rural land transaction. There is a legal way around this law for now, but I'm hoping that in the next couple of months in 2026, the law of lands will finally get annulled so that foreigners can start buying all the land that they please. So be patient because we're getting very close. For now, let's look at options smaller than 1,000 hectares so that these transactions don't get too complex. So while purchasing huge portions of land is legally permitted in Argentina, what becomes prohibitive is the cost to achieve this, because today, in order to buy huge portions of land in Argentina, you would have to create a land trust. And the only people interested in these options are those who are bigger investors, such as family offices or international real estate funds, willing to invest in creating a land trust to buy land anywhere in Argentina. If you're actively working with a family office or you want to buy more than 1,000 hectares, we can certainly assist you. But the idea of this specific video is to offer a more down-to-earth option that is nothing else than land banking, but for investors looking to invest anywhere from $250,000 to $2 million to buy land that will appreciate in 5 years at the very minimum and 20 years at the very maximum. So 5 to 20 years is a normal waiting period for land banking opportunities. Land banking is essentially buying land that will appreciate, and it's called land banking simply because instead of putting your money in the bank, you invest that same money into buying undeveloped or developed land, which is what appreciates most with minimal effort other than controlling that it doesn't get squattered by illegal occupants. Land banking also consists in identifying land opportunities that are rural, but that in the next 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, this land will become a lifetime opportunity because builders in the real estate industry will need this existing rural land that was purchased in these rural areas for them to continue building and developing more real estate opportunities. And when the land that the land bankers bought at a very early stage becomes something necessary for real estate builders who need to buy it from these land bankers to keep developing within the area that they know best, it's when it can be considered that it became a wise investment, because now builders or groups are willing to buy this and take it off the land bankers. Now let me show you a real example in the province of Buenos Aires, and this opportunity is actually 100% real. On this image that you're going to see that I've taken from Google Earth, it's where I see a huge opportunity. Again, this is in the province of Buenos Aires. More specifically, this image is around the area where I live and work, so I believe I know this area very well. This image involves 2 cities that are growing non-stop, which are Tigre and Escobar. And as you can see, these 2 enormous neighborhoods are fully developed, and there's thousands of families living today between both developments. One neighborhood is called Nordelta. You can look it up on any search engine or even on my channel that I created a video about Nordelta. And the other neighborhood is called Puertos. Nordelta today is considered the top neighborhood in the country within what's considered the province of Buenos Aires, and Puertos is on its way following Nordelta's success because it's considered what would be the second Nordelta, which could even possibly end up being much better than Nordelta 1. Just so that you understand, the land inside the red box that I have drawn on this image is worth between 20 to 50 times less than what the land is worth on the outside of where I'm marked in red. Of course, just to clarify, It's inside the red box where I believe there is huge opportunity, where you all see rural land. Now, of course, the key here is having to wait 5 years at the very minimum and 20 years at maximum to see the full potential of what could happen with this land banking opportunity once it ends up becoming something desirable for builders in the area. Now, of course, you can also decide to bank on this land for as little as 5 or even 10 years at the very maximum, and later sell and move on to new opportunities involving more land banking, or of course, do whatever you want, such as getting out because you found better opportunities somewhere else. But essentially, this is what land banking does. Technically speaking, the return on investment of land banking in cases such as this averages 10 to 30% a year. Now, of course, there are many factors that can make this prediction vary up and down, of course. And because of different factors, no one will ever be able to predict with mathematical precision how any investment can go. Now, if you ask me, well, most of the land outside the box I drew on my image is pretty much taken. There is huge opportunity for that area marked in red where it's all rural and undeveloped land. So that you understand much better, on average, the neighborhoods surrounding this rural area have houses that are worth $2 to $4 million and are on lots of land almost 100 times smaller than the lots being sold in the rural area. Let me be even more clearer. There is a lot selling in the rural area for $1 million approximately, which is 100 times bigger than the lots where the $2 to $4 million homes are selling. So my calculations tell me approximately that if someone paid $1 million for this land and subdivided this land into 70 lots of 1,000 square meters and sold them 5 years later for $100,000 each, it would be a 5 to 7x easily. Now, if you waited 20 years, it could even become a 20 to 50x situation. And that's where I see the huge land banking opportunity. Of course, this scenario that I'm explaining is very highly unpredictable, but it's tempting if you can afford the wait of approximately 10 to 20 years. And again, you may find better opportunities, but this is land banking. That's how it works. There are also many things that can be done with the land in the meantime, ranging from renting it or getting creative and putting a business while the land grows in value. It's up to the creativity of the landowner and the risk that they are willing to put into the land they now own. As I said, of course, it could take builders 5 to 20 years to want to pay a fortune to take this land off of the hands of its land bankers, but that's how land banking works. No one can guarantee results, but I personally do see huge opportunity in this area because it's entirely surrounded by high-end neighborhoods. So for the moment, I can't say much more else other than this is a land banking opportunity, which each one of you, if you're interested, you will have to do your own due diligence. And of course, I'd be delighted to assist you with buying rural land if you wanted to explore this opportunity in further detail. Again, if this is something you would like to explore, or if you would like to explore any other land banking opportunities in Buenos Aires or all across Argentina, please contact me and let's engage in a consultation so that we can explore this together. Thank you as usual from Argentina. Gracias.